And right now, you can save £50.
Let me see. Whoa, what the hell?
Per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Oh my God, no way.
We've got millions of free child place holidays available
Oh man, brother got the butterscotch talking car.
with 22 kilograms of baggage included.
Heavy as hell. I know they heavy, brother. You got the 3-inch. Ooh. He throwing bundles to girls and shit. What the fuck?
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday.
So Jonathan Wright had his grand opening for his hair store yesterday. The hair gallery in Houston, Texas. He was giving out free supplies, free hair, and free wigs. And everything was going good till it went wrong. I showed y'all ass at that main establishment yesterday. Who don't want a free wig or free bundles? But for y'all to act a complete ass and get the police called out there because y'all was acting like hyenas and fighting over wigs. He couldn't even really enjoy his moment because literally the whole Houston, Texas police department was out there. A grand opening turned into a grand closing in a couple of hours. That is crazy. Y'all gotta get y'all shit together and learn how to act accordingly in public. Black people are so embarrassing. Like, it be your own people. He said he will be reopening the store, but come on now, y'all gotta do better than that. Literally, he put his sweat and tears into that store, and it wasn't even like open for a whole day. He shouldn't even have to do a grand opening because the store should already be up and running by now. But because y'all act a fool and act the ass, that mean business got shut down same day.
Ah, shit. Get your tea and your popcorn because we have hit yet another psychological jackpot. Welcome back to the Texturism series. I say on this channel all the time, I actually believe that internalized texturism and featureism is bigger than colorism. And I'm saying that because I see a lot of women lying online and pretending like they don't pedestalize silky, glossy type 3 and type 2 hair. But when you look at the evidence in real life and you see that women are literally willing to risk going to prison just so they can have silky hair and look exotic, this is proof that the internalized beauty standard in the Black community is type 3. And especially if a woman is dark skinned, a lot of people won't admit it, but they prefer dark skinned women who have type 3 hair as opposed to dark skin with broad features and kinky, shrunken 4C hair. Do you think that if this man was giving out 4C bundles, do you think if he was giving out that Kankalon braiding hair that you would have the same amount of people showing up? Because how much do they charge for that braiding hair? The type 4C hair, the stretched out hair that's supposed to be in a braided hairstyle, which is an Afrocentric hairstyle, how much does that cost? And then how much do the silky bundles cost? By the way, I was today years old when I learned what raw bundles are. I actually still don't even know what that is. But today I was researching and I heard them using terms like raw bundles and glossy bundles. So apparently there are all different kinds of bundles. And the more glossy you can get the bundle, the better. And then when I hear women complaining about their bundles, they'll be like, oh, I don't like these bundles because it gets matted, it gets nappy, it gets tangled. Oh, you mean like what your natural hair does? Sis, if you don't like type 4 hair, just say it. And I mean, I don't even care what people's internalized beauty standards are, but don't try to pretend like you don't think that women who have type 3 hair are beautiful. That's a part of the internalized beauty standard. There is a multiracial and multicultural beauty standard within the Black community.
Now you see all those people out there for this man, Jonathan. Congratulations, honey, on all your success. Congratulations on the grand opening. Unfortunately, there was a grand closing hours later because folks don't know how to act. You gave away 400 bundles, which apparently your bundles are insanely off the hook and out of control, which I'm sure they are, because this $6 and some change that I spend on my hair cannot be what caused this rowdiness.
Also, when are we going to acknowledge that a lot of women in the Black community have hierarchy thinking when it comes to hair? The first thing they will tell you, if you are a light-skinned or a mixed woman with type 4 hair, the first thing they'll say is, Well, you don't even have curly hair. You don't have long, silky hair. Your hair is nappy. Your hair is coarse. Your hair looks just like mine, implying that 4C hair is at the bottom. But then, if you have privilege in the black community and you down talk 4C hair, then you get called a texturist. People are over here caring for their bundles more than they care for their own edges. They're over here risking alopecia and going bald, or neglecting their own hair, starting from childhood, starting from their own mothers who didn't teach them how to care for their hair. So you got women neglecting their hair and neglecting their bodies, but suddenly when they're giving out bundles, they're willing to stand outside. They're willing to run. I actually saw some overweight women sprinting because he was passing out type 2 and type 3 hair textures. And notice how when he was advertising, he shows the blonde hair. He shows all the different hair colors that are not really the most natural hair colors in the African American community. Most African Americans are not born with a platinum blonde hair color. So notice how in the advertisement he put that out there because he knows that a lot of women are obsessed with this exotic beauty standard. If you go onto the Level Up channels, they will tell those women, hey, you got to compete with these light-skinned women. You got to compete with these non-black women. So having these exotic hair textures, that's how they're competing. Because a lot of them have desirability anxiety. A lot of women who feel inferior based on their phenotype or based on black men or whatever, a lot of those women, they have anxiety. So they don't want to be seen in public with 4C hair shrinkage. If you have type 3C hair or type 2C hair, your shrinkage is not a problem. I've noticed that there's no problem if the person has some shrinkage if their hair is looser textured. But as soon as they hit that 4C mark, they're like, oh, hell no. And by the way, do they even make 4C bundles? Is that even a thing? Do they make bundles in the hair texture 4C? Not 4A, not 4B. Do they actually make it in a 4C hair texture? Or do they only sell those circular afro wigs at Party City? This is also really random, but have you noticed that the clown wigs at Party City are usually in that circular afro shape that 4C hair naturally comes in? I don't see anybody calling out that internalized texturism. I don't see anyone complaining about that.
But I just got one question. All them people came out there for them free bundles. All them people came out there to support you. Did anybody buy anything?
But now, with Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust. Patronacial protected.
Tomorrow, the grand opening. The ribbon cutting is at 8 a.m. Come on, follow me. Y'all already see all the wigs, but stay tuned. Y'all see all these gifts? We got 400 bundles we giving away. It ain't ending. When I say 400 bundles, everybody get a bundle. You get a bundle. All these gifts, I'm giving them away to all my friends. So y'all better be here at 8 a.m. I'm not playing. Keep following me. Come on. Y'all see it. He throwing bundles to girls and shit.
Stop stealing your friend's bundles. Stop stealing your friend's bundles, especially when she is your closest friend. Too often people are stealing their friends' bundles because they got a 28-inch and not a 34. If this is your best friend, why on earth would you go into her hair box and take out bundles while you was in the bathroom? I know this because I'm around women and I see them stealing each other's bundles all the time. Why would you even want to steal a girl's bundles, a ghetto girl's bundles, because they're filled with glue? Also, the weave reeks of backwoods and Black and Milds. I know that there are women all across the world who are traumatized about their weave being stolen, and they think about it to this day. Why is it that women allow women to come around them knowing that that's the one that stole your weave? Is it that you're about to set her up, or is it that she's prettier than you and you keep her around because she can't get the niggas? We have to set boundaries and not allow the girl that stole our weave around us, because I don't know where you went. Hairs are us. You nice. These bundles are not cheap. These bundles cost a grip.
Also, has anyone noticed the obsession with long hair in the black community? A lot of black women will say that they don't like being called bald-headed, but they will call other women bald-headed. And if you have type 4 hair, your hair is only pretty when it's long and when it's stretched out, not when it's in its shrunken state. Has anyone else noticed that? There's this obsession with long hair, but instead of taking the time to care for like your natural hair, even if you do wear weaves and wigs, taking care of your natural hair underneath the wig, a lot of women will actually neglect their hair because they're never going to wear it out anyway. That's why they're neglecting it, because they know they're never going to show it anyway. And that's also why you see a lot of women who don't like wearing sew-ins when they have 4C hair. A lot of women don't like sew-ins. They don't like partial wigs or like the half up, half down. Women with inferiority complexes don't want to show any of their hair. That's why they go for the lace front that covers their entire head. And then you will see people saying on Reddit, oh, my white boyfriend, he just saw my 4C hair and I'm embarrassed. Or they'll say things like, how do I stop my boyfriend from touching my hair? Where did that whole concept come from? Oh, don't touch my hair. Well, a part of why women don't want you to touch their hair is because, number one, a lot of women don't want you to know their hair's fake. In the 90s and the 2000s, it was very common to make fun of women for having short hair, for having type 4 hair, and also for wearing weaves. And nobody wants to admit that. So that's a part of where the whole don't touch my hair came from. And with the cost of these bundles and this Burmese curly and water waves and all this stuff, with the cost of that, a woman could have paid to go to a natural hair salon several times to fix her alopecia. She could have paid for a dermatologist appointment to fix the patches on the side of her head. Do you know how many times I've seen a girl wearing a sew-in, or maybe she has like a relaxer or something and then she has a sew-in, and then she turns her head to the side and she's completely bald on the sides of her head? And then that's why you also have some women shaving the sides of their head and trying to make it into a new hairstyle. It's like, no, sis, we all know that you got alopecia or your hair wouldn't grow out because you neglected it. That's why you shaved it. Oh, and by the way, the raw bundles, they don't look natural, sis. We all know that they're bundles. We all know that it's fake. So I don't know if these women are deluding themselves into thinking that all their lace fronts and sew-ins and quick weaves and crochet and all this other boho braids, I don't know if they're deluding themselves into thinking that society believes that it's all growing out of their scalp. But anyone, especially in the Black community or anyone Black adjacent, knows that you're wearing bundles. So the whole premise of spending more money on this type of hair, you're not even succeeding with that. And then if somebody does think it's your real hair, oftentimes that person's going to end up asking, oh, are you mixed? Are you Black and Indian or whatever? And then you're going to say, no, I'm just Black. And then they're going to think in their head, oh, okay, so she's unambiguously Black. So unambiguous people don't naturally grow pin straight hair. That is not the majority of what you see in the Black community. So either way, the fake hair is still being exposed. So you got women buying raw bundles because they have a fear of people knowing that their hair is fake. But then the raw bundles are so common now to the point where I can spot raw bundles from a mile away. I can spot a sew-in or like human hair weave. I can spot that from a mile away.
Hey, look, I don't got time for this, all these gestures and shit. You need to sit down and have a conversation, or I'm gonna blow your fucking head off, and that's the end of it.
As y'all know, I'm still looking the same as my last video. I was supposed to get my hair done. No, I didn't get hey booed, but let me tell y'all. So a hair company reached out to me and wanted me to promote their bundles or whatever, so I said, why not, right? Now, I already knew I was going out of town around the time they probably was going to ship out my package. So just to be convenient, and I had to sign off on my package, I was like, I'm going to just send it to a family member house that don't stay too far from me. Okay? I don't even want to expose the family member because it's just so crazy to me. But I let the family member know that I'm getting the package sent to their house, and I'm going to need them to sign off on it if they can. Or if somebody's at the house, can y'all sign off on my package? Because I don't want to have to go through all the trials and tribulations trying to get my package. You know what I'm saying? So they already was aware my package was coming to their house. The company reached out to me days later and was like, hey, the package has been delivered, blase split. So I go check the tracking. The company sent a picture or took a picture of them delivering my package at the family member door. Okay? So I reached out to the family member like, hey, can you go check and see if my package came, yada, yada, yada. I didn't let them know that the picture was took, but I asked them, can they go see if my package came, because y'all knew I had a package coming and it was delivered. Why the family member gonna text me back talking about some, it's no package out here? I was one that bust down. So I'm just like, where's my bundles? So she just like, oh no, it's not here, I don't see anything. You was just talking about getting your hair done. Nah, my hair not there. So bottom line was she couldn't find my package. It wasn't delivered there. So I had to reach out to the company, let them know that, hey, the package was not delivered, yada, yada, yada. They seen the tracking where it was like, oh, the company took a picture, or the delivery people took a picture of the package being delivered. So I know in their mind, they like, this girl that ran off with the bundles and she's not trying to promote them. Which would be crazy because I was waiting on them bundles. So I'm just highly irritated. But let me tell y'all this. Why a couple days later, Miss Steen got some bundles in her hair. Miss Steen gonna act like her dude bought her bundles. Bought her some bundles. Just bought her some bundles randomly. I'm a wig influencer / hair influencer, so I'm just like, it don't really even matter. I'm not even gonna trip. I'm gonna charge that to the game. But if anything, you could have asked for the bundles, because all of a sudden you got the same length bundles as I'm just like, I never will ever ever. Like, I don't know, people look at it like, oh, she get a whole bunch of wigs and hair and stuff. It don't really matter. But you play with my money, and you play with my time, and you play with my hair.
The search continues for the people who stole thousands of dollars worth of hair bundles from a Prince George's County salon. Surveillance video here on your screen shows two people browsing the display racks before snatching the hair and then walking out. This incident happened last Thursday. The salon owner, who operates a nearby laundromat, tells us that both locations have been repeatedly targeted.
I've been here for 10 years. I have been broken into quite a few times. I've lived here for 16 years, and I want to give back to my community. I want to give them the best, but these make you rethink things.
I got a sew-in, and I thought I looked super cute. My hair looked great. The lady that did my hair was super nice, but I never got a sew-in again because I thought the voices of the women whose hair it had been previously were whispering to me at night. And you have to know that, like, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't fool with ghosts. It was keeping me up at night. I had like a higher percentage of nightmares wearing the weave hair than when I took it out. I've just never done it again. Especially because I was like, okay, Alexi, like, this is irrational. Don't freak out. Don't panic. No, don't panic. And then I found out, like, this is all easily Googleable. A lot of the human hair industry is just exploitation. They don't want to be in a position to be giving up their hair in the first place. It's getting here under mysterious circumstances. Like, the reason why you're able to find hair so cheap, and I can't speak to what the quality was like 10 years ago because that was like one of my first times in my life wearing a weave. It's not good. It made me feel uncomfortable. I don't say this to, like, make other people feel bad. No, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I thought my old apartment had a malevolent spirit in it, and I thought it was a pixie who was trying to mess with me, and I would get in fights with it all the time. That may have just been in my head, so I don't know. I mean, the industry is exploitative, and I think it's your choice, and I do think if more people looked it up and, like, did their research about it, they would feel less comfortable going out and buying hair. But I don't know. Will you hear voices if you use it? I don't know. I just know that it made me uncomfortable in a very profound way, and I paid a lot of money for that kinky straight texture, and then I never put it in my head again. And I never will. And I don't want to wear a wig again. Freaking me out. It's freaking me out. So when they come up with really, really good looking synthetic hair, I think that's when I'll get back on it. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna tell you that we have clear video of everything. Just listen.
Not me though.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you something.
Okay.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer. Have him or her question while you're have him or her present with you while being questioned. If you cannot afford a hire lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any questions you wish. Decide anytime to exercise these rights, not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand these rights? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I'm actually like,
let's get this dog.
Like, what
I feel bad because I know he gets.
I'm actually like, what I do though, like what I do, because I didn't do anything.
Okay. Where'd you come from in this car earlier?
I was in the car earlier.
Listen.
I was in the car earlier.
Would you like me to show you some pictures?
Yeah, but it wasn't me though.
It wasn't you. Who was
it? What do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.